now.
All right, we're good. We are live. I got the okay from Derrick Mitchell in the bullpen, and we are going to do a really fast FALKOR Dracos TriggerCon recap. So we don't have a guest today. We do have a guest coming in. We have Mikey Coonahan, No Donuts here and here at the end of the week. I wanted to get with you guys on doing a really fast recap. Is there a way, Derek, we can get the YouTube up on the screen? Is it possible? Is that not possible? How does that work?
One more time. What was the question?
How do we get the YouTube up on the screen over here so I can see any questions?
That'll be the next one.
That'll be the next one. So that'll be the next one. So I can't see. If you have questions on YouTube, Derek will have to throw it to me, and we won't have it on here now. I am going to try to get some Instagram feedback very shortly. So TriggerCon. It's an event hosted in the great state of Washington in Seattle. And the Rainier Arms folks put on the event. It's a John Wong DMG type production. Really interesting, a lot of fun. Really a cool group of folks in that Northwest corridor. Beautiful weather. Couldn't ask for better weather. Had beautiful sunshine. I don't think a cloud in the sky the whole time. Unfortunately, we were in a venue. We had, I don't know if there was 60 or 70 booths. Pretty full, might be off by that number by a little bit, but that was what I counted as the ballpark. And really premium brands. He focuses on having brand partners, but really kind of the creme de la creme of companies. But before I get into my review of the show and what I thought of TriggerCon, I want to thank Jason and Melinda Sonju. They pay the bills around here. And I want to thank the team and everyone at FALKOR Defense and Dracos Barrels. These little reviews and these things we're going to do will come in separate from what we do as the podcast and the YouTube. And these are more or less just kind of, things that we do post a large event, kind of just talking about some of the things we saw, we liked, we didn't like, some of the booths and the different things. So a lot of that stuff is going to be kind of off the cuff. It might be long, it might be short, but I'm going to try to give you guys an honest assessment. So, first impressions on TriggerCon. The first day is a media day. So it's basically a day where they have media, they have all kinds of folks walking around that represent YouTubers, that represent Facebookers, they represent YouTube, Facebook, and I think there's still paper publications. They represent some paper publications. But they go around to the booths and they go and see some folks and do little reviews and take pictures and do little photos. We had the opportunity to have Shooting USA in the booth the whole time, broadcasting and doing their bit, which was really good. The first day, we had quite a bit of foot traffic in terms of just folks that were curious and kind of kicking the can around. And then there was this stage. I wasn't really sure what was going on in the stage. What was happening. There was a little bit of confusion as to what that was all about. I guess it was some kind of award ceremony. I'm not 100% sure. Jacob, was that an award ceremony on that stage? Yeah, I'm getting positive feedback that it was some kind of awards, but that wasn't really clear, and there was some confusion as to what that really was. So I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to have Shooting USA there and have them spend some time in the booth. Really, the first day was left a little bit to be desired. I felt like they could have maximized a little bit more of the media experience. I think it goes without saying that it would have been nice to see maybe a booth there that was dedicated to producing media for some of the folks. So, I mean, I guess there's a few things maybe I would have seen done differently to get a little more value add out of it for some of the folks, but. All in all, a good show, good first day. They do an event after the first day that they call an industry VIP event, and that's really pretty well thought out. They do it at a car dealership. It's really honestly more than they need to do, I would think, and for the most part, it's a little grand. They have food pumped in, and they have all kinds of little games going on and fun stuff. So that was, pretty interesting, and then that wraps up and you kind of get a chance to network and talk to everybody and spend some time and really you do get the chance to kind of schmooze and talk ideas and speak with a lot of folks prior to SHOT Show, which I really enjoy. Then you roll kind of into the second day, which is open to the public, and you get everyone who kind of wants to come out and see some guns and some pouches and some bags, and they have a little of everything: barrels, parts. We had the opportunity to display a 9-foot tall dragon that we had on display. That was a lot of fun. I thought the dragon was a big hit. A lot of people liked it. I enjoyed it. It was very eye-catching. When you walked into the right, you had a hard time missing that dragon, Derrick. I'll tell you, it was big, and flapping its wings and the whole bit. So we had that, and then the podcast streaming all day, really. And if you check out Shooting USA on Facebook or YouTube, and you check out Tactical Shit, both of those pages and both of those Facebook and YouTube pages, channels have the videos, some of the videos. We did some great interviews with STI. There were some great interviews with Ghost Gunner, which is Defense Distributed. There was Vortex, ourselves. Jacob even did a Draco's Barrels interview, if you check it out. So Jacob did an awesome job doing some of that stuff. And I think it was a great opportunity to kind of be a little more interactive, bring some of the people over to the booth and build some awareness. We were able to get our friends from Ballistic Advantage on there. Clint Hansen spent some time kind of talking. And, I really kind of enjoyed that opportunity to have those folks to our booth and spend some time and get a chance to talk to them and meet some of their folks as they came over, some of their media people. If questions come in, Jacob, let me know. But for the most part, and you may have to use the microphone, for the most part, it was 2 days of that. I think we did a good job managing the food intake. We didn't overdo the calories. We didn't underdo it. I feel like at those events, they kind of never have enough food, so to speak. But we were fortunate enough to make sure we were well fed, well stocked, and we didn't overdose on calories or cake or cookies. So, but all in all, a good show. I did see some things kind of moving on to what I liked. I did see a few things that I think were really cool. It was really cool to see the Ghost Gunner machine working. I thought that was super cool to see, those 80%ers milled out and see a mini CNC and spend some time with those folks. I really definitely enjoyed seeing people's reactions to our standard and our new Blitz and Rush. Probably the most applicable and functional and makes sense rifle we've ever done for the everyday guy, the everyday shooter. So I really enjoy that, and we're trying to pump those out as fast as we can, but I'll get to that briefly. As far as anything else I saw out there that I really liked, I do like some of the things I'm seeing out of Right On Optics. I had a chance to meet with those folks and talk with them a little bit. If you haven't checked out Right On Optics, I thought that they did a pretty good job kind of getting out there. I mean, I kind of was all over their booth setup a little bit, but they're friends, and we were chatting a little bit, and I think they're kind of being aggressive and going in the right direction. Vortex always does an awesome job with their booth and with their setup. I'm not sure who else I saw that really grabbed me. Fortis always does a pretty good job with their booth. It's always pretty exciting. F1 was there. They always have some crazy colored anodized stuff and fun stuff. I'm trying to think who else might have really grabbed me, but now that I think of it, Maxim had a really good booth. Maxim makes the PDW stocks and all that stuff, so I really liked their booth. But for the most part, I thought it was a pretty good show. I thought we maximized and got the most we could out of it. Hopefully you guys get an opportunity to check out some of those videos and some of those different things. There was that crazy, folding gun, that folding Glock. What the hell's that thing called, Jacob? Full conceal. There was that full conceal, crazy folding Glock. I mean, it was nuts. Like, Derrick, it's literally a Glock cut in half that you fold and put back together, and the guy's like, you just put it in your pocket. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to go on record. I don't know how I feel about it. I know I speak for everybody here when I say I'm not sure how we feel about it. It was interesting. Nice. So very interesting thing. I mean, the guy takes a Glock, cuts it in half, and makes it be able to go in your pocket. So we'll see how that shakes out. But I saw some of that at SHOT, and I'm not sure if anyone's actually even ever bought one. I really didn't get into talking to them, because sometimes I struggle with some of these guys that are so excited about their product. Like they're so excited about it that like they consume an hour of your time. And some of those people, I don't do a great job handling the conversations. I'm really excited about some of the things we do, but I'm not so excited that I commandeer someone's time for an extended period of time. So, but I know he was really jacked up about it. But by and large, it was an awesome time, and I do want to thank Tony Pignato from Shooting USA and working with him all weekend is always a pleasure. John Scouten, which is always a pleasure to spend time with him and have the opportunity to kind of rub elbows with those guys. Those guys are kind of masters at what they do. The whole team, Casey, Sam, Jacob, Rob came out, Ray came out from the gun room. Derrick helped teed up some digi stuff before we left, and Jason and Melinda had the opportunity to kind of sneak out. And I definitely want to thank Branch for taking the opportunity. Branch Warren took the opportunity to kind of fly out and spend some time, and that was really cool to have Branch kind of there. And I think Jacob's trying to set up some type of live stream. He's trying to sneak on here. We're trying to add Jacob to the mix briefly, so maybe we'll get him on here and get some of his opinions. But for the most part, you're right over there?
We're getting there.
For the most part, it was I felt a really good show. I mean, I thought those were kind of the things I enjoyed and I liked seeing. As Jacob puts his cans on, we can kind of see what he liked or what he didn't like and get some opinion from him. He's got his straight out of Arizona shirt representing the AZ. But for the most part, by Sunday, Monday, I was ready to leave. I was definitely ready to leave. But I did enjoy some of the networking and everything else. Jacob, what'd you like?
I really liked having the podcast in the booth. I thought it brought a lot of attention to the booth. There was a lot more interest. People really wanted to see what was going on. It was interesting to have so many different people come to us to see Tony and John, and having Shooting USA and Tactical Shit in the booth. I thought was a really big thing for us. It definitely brought a lot more people over. It was great to see new people and obviously build relationships with people that we already know in the industry as industry partners and friends.
Yeah, I mean, I think that show's more designed as a little bit of a networking event. I don't know, somebody's trying to ask a question, I can't read it, but I think that's more designed as an industry event, and I think that it caters to kind of that networking atmosphere. The only major confusion, and I don't want to say criticism, everybody knows how I am. I think the major thing I saw, or I thought, was kind of a thing, was I had no idea what was going on with the stage the whole time. I felt like the explanation as to what the stage was or what was going on with that stage was a little bit of an issue for me, because I didn't know who was talking, why they were talking. There was never an announcement. There was never a sheet that said, hey, here's who's playing at this and this time. I felt like that aspect of it left much to be desired. And then I didn't know till the third day that there was even a drink cart upstairs that you could get drinks. So, but for the most part, all the companies there are great brands. You always see cool things out of Strike Industries. You always see great stuff at Ballistic Advantage. You always see good stuff with Polymer 80. And it was really, kind of cool to see the smaller booths when you're used to seeing the bigger ones at SHOT at some of those events. But by and large, all those people are friends. I had a blast walking around. We had an awesome time kind of just hanging out and networking and picking people's brains on ideas for SHOT Show. And as we kind of, I don't want to say wrap the show up, I don't know how long have we been on, Derrick? Is it too long yet?
No, it's been like 15 minutes.
Okay, cool. So, as we kind of stem the conversation into SHOT Show, and I don't want these are meant to be shorts and kind of mini reviews. I do recommend the TriggerCon event for somebody who lives in that area. It is a worthwhile event to walk around, I think, and see some stuff. Are you going to buy a ton of stuff, or are you going to have the opportunity to kind of purchase things? No, but it's a good walk around event to kind of get your hands on some things and see a few things. It's more designed as a media event. I haven't gone to the range day in a year, so I can't pass judgment on the range day. I'm not super into that stuff, going to the range with those types of things, because I feel like a lot of the people are a little weird at ranges. I don't like to go when I can't really control the flow of it. It scares me. But it's all over now. Now we go to Miami. So give you guys an update on things coming up. What do we got coming up, Jacob? We have Miami.
Miami, yeah. We're going to be down there with Real World Tactical, Tony Seminot. He's going to be putting on a demo class down there. We're going to have some law enforcement guys come down.
All law enforcement, right?
Yeah, yep. and they're going to be, trying out the new standard. We're going to have a little competition set up. We're kind of one of the sponsors, so we're going to bring down some swag, some extensions, stuff like that, and just kind of put on a deal for those guys. And then after Miami, we got a couple other shows coming up in between SHOT that we're looking at going to. Nothing's final yet, but we got a few things on the radar before SHOT.
Just to give you guys, a little bit of our schedule. We got, like I said in the beginning, Mikey Coonahan, No Donuts here, coming in Friday. Hopefully we'll be streaming live on all the different channels, so be sure to check them all out and turn on notifications and tap that little bell so you guys are subscribed and getting the pings. He's going to be an awesome interview. We're going to have him look at the standard, take some shots with it, review it a little bit, give us some understanding of what kind of the Leos are looking for. Mike's an NYPD guy, and I'll let him tell his story when he's in. And then Jacob and I and Jason head down to Miami for Tony's 3-day intensive law enforcement training course, which a bunch of companies get together and sponsor. It's kind of Tony's way of giving back. It's a really fun event where we get the opportunity to just rub elbows with some of our current law enforcement all across the country, and I have some friends even taking the class that are current Leos. So really an awesome time to kind of grab some people and kind of say, what do you think of this? And how do you feel? But first impressions from TriggerCon and from the first wave of customers have been really good. We can't make that standard fast enough. We have a backlog of orders right now. We're pre-selling and selling right now. And any questions coming in, let me know. I saw a ping. But for the most part, I think after Miami, things quiet down for a little bit. And then we may or may not be at Live Free or Die. We're still trying to iron out some of the details with that. Live Free or Die is a New Hampshire event hosted by a good friend of mine, Robin Oak, who's a Sports South guy. So we'll have that going on. And then it's just all, full steam ahead towards SHOT. So I want to let everybody know FALKOR will be alive and well at SHOT. We are looking right now, trying desperately to expand our booth. We'll be doing a lot of really crazy cool stuff at SHOT that I really, look forward to telling you guys about as we get a little bit closer and work the logistics out. But look forward to a lot of crazy people there, a lot of cool stuff going on, and a lot of different stuff you haven't seen from us, including different guns, different things. So I'm excited about it. I think everyone else should be excited about it. And hopefully we'll have the opportunity to see a lot of you guys there. So if you get the opportunity and you're in the Vegas area and SHOT Show's coming up, please don't hesitate to try and stop by. If you have any questions about FALKOR products, or you want to see more of FALKOR, please do not hesitate to give us a call or check out the website.
We got a guy on here, AZ Sun and Guns, wants to know if we're going to be doing anything down in Arizona.
We could.
He wants to get some events going on.
We do have a sponsored shooter in Arizona for those of you that are familiar with us, or AZ Sun and Guns, if you followed us. That's where Char's from, CC Tactics. So if you're familiar with CC, she shoots our guns. I think she'd be over the moon if we could do an event there.
Oh, yeah.
Coordinating events, you guys, that's a great question. It's something we do love to do and we would love to do more of. The real reality is getting it all together. And we're spread so thin as it is with trying to maintain the new launches and the different things that we're doing that it really thins us out. It's a possibility. I'll never say no. I think if someone serves it up to us like, hey, here's the range, here's, everything you need turnkey.
Right.
I think we'd love to show up and do a demo almost anywhere, and Arizona's kind of right in our backyard. So I'm not opposed to it. I don't think anyone else in here is, but it really just comes down to time and being able to manage the time a little bit. So hopefully in the not too distant future, Arizona Sunshine Man, whatever, I forgot his name, Sun and Gun.
Yep.
Man. So hopefully that answers your question. I mean, if you have a range picked out and you want us to come down and do a demo, I would definitely be not against it. So if anyone has any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. I was finishing up on SHOT Show and what's coming up. I am looking forward to giving you guys a lot of cool stuff to look at for SHOT Show.
Do you have any updates on the standard and the other things we rolled out?
Ba-doom.
Yeah, we did update the Blitz 2.0. We've been getting a lot of questions about that lately. The website's changed, obviously. And that $2,600 price point is there for now, but we are restructuring, looking at trying to lower that price to be more competitive. We changed out the fatty handguard, and we did a more low-profile transition handguard on the 10.5, and that will be The Blitz 5.56 and the Rush is going to be in 300 blackout. We did the SB tactical brace on there. So that's launched as of now, and we should be rolling that out within the next couple weeks as far as being able to order, contact your local dealers, and you can pre-order through them. And so we can start, taking a backlog now because they're going to go quick. Once we get them in stock, they're going to be gone just like the standards are.
And to all you guys out there, all you dealers, everyone interested in the gun, we're only going to be able to get as many of them out there as you guys kind of push your dealers to have those out there. So push them and tell them to give a call in. Jacob, where can we be reached?
It's 406-752-4253 is the shop number, and then you'll get a sales tree for either myself or Casey. So select one of those two, and depending on what region you're in, we'll get you hooked up with the right salesperson, and we'll be able to sign up dealers for you.
You sound super excited about it.
I am super excited.
Jacob's working off a little bit of road lag. So he's coming off the road. Those guys drove. We had the opportunity to fly into Seattle, so they drove back. So he's still shaking off some tire tread.
All right, we got, let's see, what do we think about the ruling and the Hawaiian open carry?
As I've said before regarding, and I'm just going to say this, guys, without it turning into a political show, because it's kind of not what we're about, but I say the same thing all the time. I think open carry is stupid. I think it's one of the dumbest things you could do. You may as well paint a target on your back and say, shoot me first. So I'm not a huge, personally, and again, this is just more my personal opinion, I'm not a huge open carry fan. It's not kind of something that I advocate doing or advise anyone doing, because this is where kind of the training that I've had kicks in a little bit, guys. So, FALKOR and Dracos don't have an official policy statement on open carry and how they feel about it. It's not.
This does not reflect the views of the company.
Yeah, this isn't Ben Shapiro show, So if you want me to go deeper into my opinion on it, go check out when I rant on YouTube or I rant on my lives. But everybody kind of knows how I feel. I think open carry is very foolish to participate in. I understand why people support it and why Tea Party type guys get behind it, because they want to protect the rights as they were established. From a tactical standpoint and a personal defense standpoint, I mean, it's really not a bright idea.
All right, moving on from that, we got AZ Son and Gun again. Wants to know how he can become a FALKOR Defense sponsored shooter. And John, we get this question all the time. It's always rolling in on the DMs. It's always rolling on the infos. We have quite a few sponsored shooters, and correct me if I'm wrong. It takes quite a bit to become.
You
a
almost
shooter
just sounded like you're working on your chops.
I'm working
aren't
on
you?
it.
Yes.
I'm working on it. Shout out to Tony Pignato.
Shout out to Tony Pignato for teaching us that. Sam's calling you.
Sam, I'm declining you. I'm sorry, buddy. Or should I put him on speaker?
No, decline him.
All right, decline.
Oh, I was gonna say put them on.
Oh,
Too late.
it's too late.
Tell him he has to call into the main number, and Derrick will
shoot him a text, Derrick.
He'll
I
pipe
don't
him
have.
in.
I unplugged my phone because
You
if you need to reach me, you have my cell phone.
You have to hit the home button and then go back to Instagram, and it'll fix that. Watch, go right back. It'll fix that. Just tap it. There you go.
Boom.
So, all right, to answer your question, don't drag it across the table. He makes all kinds of noise.
I'm sorry.
So to answer, he's like, he makes every noise possible, and I hear it in my ears like firecrackers. So to answer the question, Arizona, Sun, and Gun. I was gonna say fun. We don't sponsor anybody. My official policy statement on sponsoring people is no. I base that on this. And I don't want you to take that as me being a bit of a bastard. We go after people that have established themselves not only in the industry, but in how they carry themselves and how they do things as being the best at what they do. And I call them subject matter experts. In my opinion, and this is how I read who we sponsor, okay? And I'll go on record because people have asked me this a lot, and Jacob's right. Tony Sentmann at Real World Tactical, in my opinion, is on the Mount Rushmore of SMEs out there for instructors right now, period. If you were to be trained in a tactical setting with a guy who's got multiple years experience, my friendship aside with him, I think he's one of the best at kind of giving people that real life experience of what they're going to go through and where they need to be, and prepare them for it. And when you leave, you're going to know whether or not you're in shape.
Yeah.
So What you mean, yup? You've never run a... What you mean, yup?
I've seen the videos. I've seen him jumping over those tires.
So, exactly. So, he's on the Mount Rushmore for me. We have him on the payroll. Okay, he's one of our guys. We sponsor him. And I want to get into the whole ambassador versus sponsored shooter versus, Legionnaire member or whatever the hell you want to call it. So that true sponsorship to me is you're paid. Now, going forward, Ian Strimbeck in New Hampshire, great young instructor, friend of mine, awesome, hard worker, great guy. Works a lot with Grey Hive. Works a lot with a whole different genre of people. He's not Tony. He's not trying to be Tony. He's a little something different. He's got a wealth of knowledge, spent years training, and has been instructing for years. He's our guy. Cindy DeSplinter, female shooter. She's on the Draco side. She shoots a Troy. I know that before everybody leaves 50 messages. Cindy DeSplinter is a fantastic lady, first of all. She's a badass. She's been shooting 3-gun training for a lot of years. She knows her shit, and she's loved by everybody. Cindy's a ride-or-die chick. I love her to death. I've known her for a long time. You see where I'm going with this? There's a friendship there. Nick Miller. Nick Miller is a 3-gunner. He's our everyday guy. He's just an everyday dude who's a badass 3-gunner. He's got some Leo experience, I believe, and he's just a great dude, and he gives good feedback. Yeah, he's not huge on social media. That's not what we look at. But I like him a lot. Joshua Loganville, one of the top guys out there. Guy finishes first in everything he touches. Really like Josh, like his style. I've talked to him a few times. I don't have a whole hell of a lot to talk to, 3-gunners about, but they're just in a different side of the house than me. But I'm always learning from them. And we've had Nick on the deal.
Yeah, he's been on the podcast.
Yeah. When are we gonna get Nick's interview up? Is that coming?
Oh, what you talking about?
Yeah. See, no, we're working on. We're getting you guys more, but no.
So here's the deal. So we're formally launching a podcast. It will be on iTunes and all the other places you can find your digital media. Dropping mid-August is currently the timeline on that. So those are edited. We're gonna drop them or publish them, whatever you want to say.
Get them up.
Yeah,
get them up.
And then you guys will slowly start to see, internal product reviews, product overviews from FALKOR Defense. We'll be, walking you through some of the different stuff that we make and why it's better than the competition, as well as some rifle overviews. We filmed quite a bit of those at TriggerCon that we'll be able to start getting edited by BCG Media and Derrick over here, so we can start listing those. We're going to start pushing a whole lot in the area of media, video. Definitely have gotten a lot of positive feedback on that.
Back to sponsorship. So I'm going to wrap up Arizona Photo Sunshine Man's question and say, that's how I treat sponsorship. And I hope that answers your question, and it's a very in-depth answer. I've run sponsorship for multiple brands. I like to go after the premium guys. I like to take care of them. I like to work with them closely because they help me understand the product. No offense to anybody out there. I don't go after a lot of guys that are part-time shooters, sometime photographers. Send me a muzzle brake. I don't do any of that stuff. It's not my shtick. It doesn't fit with the identity of the company and where it's going to go. And it doesn't fit with the identity of a lot of the brands I still represent and I still work with. It doesn't mean no. It's not a no to all you out there that want to become FALKOR, shooters. It's just you're going to have to work really hard. And you're going to have to show me that you fit in our model. Because if I'm going to give you a $6,000 rifle or a $3,000 rifle and I'm going to pay you monthly to represent our brand, you damn sure better reflect our brand the way that we want you to with a certain level of integrity. This is not the home of the Baltimore Orioles. This is where the Yankees are and the Red Sox. I take that stuff very seriously. You want to fuck around and get some free shit, head over to, go solicit Brownells or something. I don't know. Go somewhere else and try to get a free match attention.
Right. So speaking of all this competition stuff and the PCC You have anything to say about the new 9 we got going on?
No comment.
No comment yet?
Yeah, we're going to have no comment on some of the new stuff until we roll it out, because we were really quick to get the standard out. We were really quick to get the Blitz and Rush out there. And the Blitz and Rush is on the website, right, Derrick?
Yep. They're both live.
They're both live?
They're both live. The Rush, we modified a couple specs, so that's down temporarily at the moment of this.
But the Blitz
it'll be up. Yeah, the Blitz is up.
Okay.
2.0 is up, yeah. John, you want to talk about the differences there for those who don't know?
Sure. Real quick, I'll kind of go over what we've launched in the last couple weeks, and we'll wrap with kind of our upcoming schedule again and any questions you might have and kind of get to those. So we have the new standard, which you guys have seen us review this multiple times. The new standard is going to be complete with a ballistic advantage barrel. It is a badass little package for $15.99 is the MSRP. We wanted to design a gun that you guys could pretty much take off the shelf and put in your bag, take to the range, and have a good time and enjoy it, and it was ready to go. So there's no real frills in that gun. You're buying a FALKOR, but you're buying a FALKOR with a couple of extra doodads. It's got its Griffin flip-up sights. It's got its rail. It's got everything you're used to and you know and love. You really are only missing those mirrored controls and a Geisley or a fancy trigger that you'd like to put in.
And the Dracos.
In the Dracos barrel, of course. But we wanted to price it aggressively, get you guys kind of into the car, get you guys driving the vehicle around. So that's kind of where our heads were at with that. It's been a hit. We can't make them fast enough. I want to make more of them. I want to get them out to you guys. I think for what you get, for what you pay for, I think it's slick as anything out there. Mm-hmm. So that's that. When I revamped the Blitz, which everyone was used to, that funky rifle with the giant blast cap on there, I wanted to really do something that made sense and make a gun that makes sense and that people are going to use. So I took a look at it. I thought the rail was way too fat. I wasn't a huge fan of that, and I thought the blast cap was really antiquated and something that was born out of just a different time in shooting where everybody was looking to get cans and everybody was trying to do that whole rail over the can thing, and I totally get that. But the company was going in a different direction in terms of what we wanted to have available to people, and I thought that it made a lot of sense to come out with something. What's up, Rob? I thought it makes sense to come out with something that was a little more streamlined, a little more efficient. So we took a look at it. We decided to make it a pistol because SBRs aren't selling right now, and we wanted to put an SB tactical brace on it, and we wanted to just kind of do some little changes here and there that people would take a look at it and go, that really works. And of course, it's the same firearm. It's mirrored in terms of you get 223 or 300 blackout depending on what you choose. So there's a little bit of a football theme there. One's called the Blitz, one's called the Rush. So I love that firearm. I think it's an awesome rifle. I think it's badass. I'm going to take one down in Florida, going to run it in Tony's class, 10.5 inches, and you get a nice break on it, and it just kind of kicks ass. It just wails. For the time being, I believe they're getting VG6 Epsilons. In time, they're going to be mostly Dracos.
Transition into that, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to transition to that. So there are times where you guys get certain stuff on the guns, and I know at times people are like, oh my God, I thought I was going to have this, I thought I was going to have that. We do let folks know that it's subject to change at any time, and there, of course, when we discontinue something or change something, we have some leftover stock. So I don't want people to think like we're just ordering whatever we want and slapping it on there. We kind of run the course of running some of the stock out that we have, and then we make the change. But by and large, for the most part, you're going to be getting a Dracos muzzle brake on there very, very shortly once it comes out. I think we'll get rid of some of the VG6s, but it'll be an easy transition. We did quietly come out with, and I know that this isn't on the site, and Derrick has it for me every day. I think he hasn't put it on the Grendel.
Yeah, we actually launched that right at the show at TriggerCon, so...
It is up or not up?
An exclusive thing, and it's not up right now.
It's not up, Derrick.
An exclusive on the TriggerCon.
Say it.
I feel like I'm getting thrown on the bus here, but I will say the moment I had my hands on it, we did the photography and the media, so now we're going to put it online so you guys can see it and enjoy it and order it.
So the Grendel was something we just wanted to have to kind of tackle that medium game market. So a lot of folks had asked us in the past, if we were ever going to get into kind of that type of caliber, that type of round. And I've always been intrigued by it. I'm a huge, as everyone who's ever listened to me before, I'm a huge 17 Hornet fan. I like small little calibers from medium game and squirrel guns and weird stuff. So I'm always kind of screwing around with stuff. I think the Grendel's a fun round. We're not, doing it like launching it like it's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think it's going to be a really fun round. I enjoy shooting it, so I hope that everyone else does too. And we're going to do some cool colors in that. We're going to do some different colorways. So we'll call dealers and kind of let them know some of the limited runs we'll have.
Limited exclusives.
Yeah, limited exclusives, and make that kind of like that frivolous porch gun for what for something you're trying to chase out of your backyard, But
Yeah. And that'll be also in the standard configuration, but it will be running an 18-inch Draco barrel. And you will be able to purchase just the barrel itself on the Draco side as well, just for everybody that already has something they want to just upgrade their current rifle system. They will be available from Dracos.
So that covers kind of the short run of what's coming or what's already done. I am going to turn my attention to some of the accessories on the other side, and as we chug forward and we get through Miami and some of the other things that are going on, I will keep you up to speed on guests we're having on. After Mikey Coonahan Friday, which everybody turn on notifications. Mike Coonahan, No Donuts here, at No Donuts here, will be here in the building. We will have donuts here. No donuts.
Wait.
It's a paradox.
Yeah.
No, but I'm excited now. We
Because
gotta
we'll
have
have-
donuts on the show.
There will be
We
donuts
will have
on the
donuts.
show.
This is a great point.
Like,
we
You
will
have
do
to
a
put some donuts in front.
we'll
of
do a
him, just
sabotage.
see what he
So we will have Mike in the building, and we will be doing some cool stuff with him. He'll be talking to the crew. He'll be spending some time, and when we have these folks in, we do a lot of cool stuff like that. And it's invaluable for these guys to kind of hear from some of the people that are out there doing the job every day. So I really hope everybody in the sales room and everybody out on the floor pays attention when these guys talk, because they are the tip of the spear. We will be having Officer Ashley Smith in at the end of the month. Ashley's a friend, and she's a police officer in upstate New York, and I won't say where. I'll let her talk about her story and bring some of that stuff up. And I think it'll be a really cool interview to kind of get a woman's take on, one, working on the job, and two, what she thinks of the standard, and whether or not she feels that it's up to par, and get her opinion on it. So I think she'll be a really cool interview, because just so you guys know, I don't want to have just dudes in, or just have a conveyor belt of just, hey, I'm a gun guy, or hey, And eventually we will be having Tony and Branch on. I know that's what people are waiting for. Jason and I will be recording hopefully tomorrow. Thursday. Hopefully Jason and I will be recording Thursday, and we'll kind of give you the long form. I'll probably be doing a separate one that'll be kind of, who I am and where I came from, and that might even be a two-parter, Derrick. We might have to break that up. We'll see. Or it'll be a really long one. It'll probably be about an hour and a half. So we'll probably go long form on that. So I am working on, in closing, you guys, I am working on putting together a shot. So we've started bringing out the whiteboard and kind of getting out there a little bit and seeing what we're going to do. I'm looking forward to bringing you guys a lot of cool stuff. I don't want to talk about it yet because none of it's guaranteed or in the bag. I'm hoping to get a bigger booth. I'm hoping to get a better location. And I'm hoping to bring you guys some really cool stuff. It's going to take some time, but I'm working on putting something together that I think is going to really rattle some of what the industry's seeing and what's known for conventional displays and what they do and how they approach things and how they approach media. So hopefully everybody's looking forward to it. I'm excited. I think the end of January, it's one of the things I'm excited about. So
Yeah.
You got to really kind of take it with a grain of salt right now. It's too soon to kind of get into the depths of it. If there's no other questions and no one else wants to chime in, we are going to sign off. Anything to add, Jacob?
No, I think we've pretty much covered the bases. Stay tuned next week, because we will be in Miami shooting some lives from down there. We'll be uploading some media that we take, and make sure you
turn on notifications. Yeah, turn on those notifications. Turn on.
We'll probably do an interview with Tony down there. It's just a live interview.
You can. I'm not interviewing.
Well, I can do that.
You can do that.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. We'll get him on the camera for at least 5
No,
minutes.
we'll do something. We'll definitely be hanging out with the crew. We'll get some people on live. We'll talk to some folks.
Yeah,
And
there'll be
we'll
a
get
lot of cool people down there.
You know what else we're going to do? We'll post on the website an event schedule so you guys can see when we're going to be live, so you guys can join in. Probably shout out on our email list. So if you're not on the list, make sure you join. Go to the website and join that list. Also turn on the notifications, like I keep saying over and over. So subscribe on YouTube, because that's where we're going live for all of these, but also hit that little bell that they have so you get a notification when that happens. Same thing on Facebook. We broadcast to Facebook at the same time. So wherever you want to tune in at, the audio is going to be the best on those two platforms. If you're on the IG Live, it's easy for questions,
I've had
but
a few
it sucks
people
for
say
audio.
that the audio on the IG,
So,
but there's nothing
anyway,
to do
we're
about
getting
it.
there. We're getting there.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, guys, be patient. We're getting there. I'm doing my best to kind of coach everybody up on things, and Derrick is as well, to kind of get this where it needs to be. I mean, you got to remember, every person we have in here hasn't been on 50 podcasts or 80 different news channels. Even Jacob, you know, you can tell he's a little stiff. He's loosening up still. He's figuring it out.
Working on it.
He's figuring it out. You know, he reminds me of the guy from Major League who says like one word, the color guy. It's like, that's a really deep home run. He was like, yep. So Jacob's working
Guardians
on
of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. So everybody's working on their chops, and we're working on making this better for you guys. And I mean that sincerely. So your feedback's welcome. Just, you know, positive, or even just saying, hey, you know, I want to do something different. I would love to see you in one of our shirts, C-Force USA. I have no idea what C-Force USA is. I have no idea what.
What up, Noah? Wiseman Company.
What is C-Force USA? Does anyone know?
I have no idea.
Has anyone heard of C-Force USA? No idea. I thought I may have heard of them. But anyway, so moving forward, we will be available if anyone has any questions here in the shop. Do me a favor, guys. One last deal here. If you have questions or you have customer service requests or anything like that, we do our best to get back to you. We were all out of the office at a show. Jacob is working on getting the messages answered. We have somebody right now listening to all the messages that come in on the different desk lines and things like that. There are people that do say they call in and they do not get anybody. I'm not sure where they're calling. It helps if you guys, instead of complaining, just say, hey, I've been trying to call in and get you guys. When I call in.
And leave a message is huge.
Yep.
You know, if you leave a message, we'll get right back to you as soon as we can. You know, the biggest problem is people will call and they don't leave any information to get a call back. So
you have to leave complete information. We need to know who you are, your phone number, all of it. And a lot of times, Jacob's exactly right. They don't leave a message, or they're not giving us the feedback as to where they're calling. We did have our phone systems replaced a couple months ago. A little bit of a snafu along the way, and I know that there's probably one or two phone lines out there that are still kind of like dump lines that aren't really connecting or patching into the right folks. If you have a sales question, or you want to sign up as a dealer, or you're trying to reach somebody to get some help, your easiest bet is to either contact Jacob or Casey. That is your easiest bet. Don't text me. I get people that DM me. I get people that message me. Don't message people on the team on their personal accounts. Just be patient.
The best way is to email or leave a message. Our email is info@falkordefense.com, and that's our customer service, so we'll be able to get back to you directly on that.
And just so you know, the social media channels, they're not exactly built for customer service. We're trying to filter all that stuff through the email so we can document a timeline. Because a lot of times people will say, hey, I sent this in, or I had to fix this. Who did you talk to? I have to chase 4 people around in the building to figure it out. So in closing, thank you guys. I thank every customer out there. I thank everyone who follows along and pays attention. Please turn on notifications. Please tap the little bell to get a notification, a little ping when we do go live. We are going to start doing giveaways. We are going to start doing a lot of giveaways on here and on these different platforms as we roll these episodes out. Hopefully Derrick's going to be able to get these all up very quickly, and we'll be able to kind of go from there and stem right into the podcast. He's got a few tall tasks ahead of him. We're going to have some really cool interviews. We're going to have a really cool time. Friday's going to be super exciting. Tune in. Pay attention on IG. Pay attention on Facebook, on all the different platforms. We're going to have a blast in here with Mike, and then we head down to Miami to get some sun. I am signing off. Jacob, anything to add?
No, I think we're good.
We're good. If anyone else has any questions, please do not hesitate to call in. Derrick, did I miss anything to pay the bills?
No, we're good. We're good. Join that email list, and we'll send an exact time. Do we know an exact time for Friday so they can join live?
We'll come up with one. Want to say
2 p.m.?
That's late. What do you send us a few
10
DMs on
I thought you said, so Thursday you and Jason are going live.
Thursday. Jason and
That's
I are
gonna be
going.
an after lunch thing too.
Jason and I are going Thursday. That could be possibly an after lunch thing. We'll
All
put an announcement up. What we got to do is make an announcement graphic that we can just add a time to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like
All
that.
right.
Derrick's getting right on that now.
Yep. Right now.
Right after
Right
the
now.
Grendel.
So
Right now.
Right now after the Grendel. So
Wait, is that before or after the podcast?
both. So
All right.
before.
Yes.
So Jason and I will go on Thursday, and then on Friday we'll have the opportunity to have Mikey Coonihan on, and we'll probably do that early. I think it makes more sense to do it early after we have a little coffee, a little breakfast, get it rolling. So
Cool.
Be ready for that, guys. Probably around 10ish. I would rather do it then you can use the rest of the afternoon for kind of photos and post-tour and all that. I'd rather get the post-tour reaction right as it's fresh. So thank you, all you guys. Thank you again to Melinda and Jason Sonju. Thank you to the Dragon's Lair down below where all the juicy parts are made and manufactured, and the whole team out there on the Sonju side. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate all you guys out there. Turn on notifications, tap the little bell, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon at the next show.